Jaya Yamuna Tiravadachari Jaya Kunja Bihari. Jaya Yamuna Tiravadachari Jaya Kunja Bihari. Jaya Yamuna Tiravadachari Jaya Kunja Bihari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jagat Guru Sila Prabhupada, Jaya Jagat Guru Sila Prabhupada. Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Deva, Jaya Guru Deva. Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Gaurakanai, Nimai Balai, Gaurakanai, Jaya Nimai Balai. Jaya Jagannatha, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadramai, Jaya Sudarshana. Jagannath Swami Nayana Pathagami, Bhavati. Jaya Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram. Radha Shama Sundara Radha, Shama Sundara Radhe. Jaya Radha Ramana, Radhe. Radha Madan Mohan Radhe. Radha Govinda Radhe. Radha Gopinath Radhe. Jaya Radha Madhava Radhe. Jai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Jai Gaur Hari Bol. Gaur Kanai Nai Balai ki Jai Ho. Jai Gaur Chitana Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Shri Prabhupada ki Jai, Guru Maharaj ki Jai. Hare Krishna Prabhu Danda Pranam, sabko swagat. All are welcome to our wonderful Shiva Sangan Yatra Srimad Bhagavatam Nitya Seva. We are going to do Srimad Bhagavatam 3rd canto, 33rd chapter, 10th verse. I think yesterday Mataji did 8 and 9. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Always உங்களுக்கு அமிச்சாச்சு ட்ரஸ்டோட ஃபுல் டீடைல்ஸ்.
ஃபுல் டீடைல்ஸ் உள்ளூர் பக்கத்துல எல்லாமே வந்து அந்த டோக்கன் நம்பர் தான் இருக்கு.
இதை எடுத்து என்னன்னா அவர் இருக்க அவர்தான் ஆடிட்டர், அவர் தான் அட்வொகேட் சொல்லியாச்சு இல்லையா? இது எதா இருக்கு சொல்லாங்க, எல்லாம் இருக்கு, கரெக்டா இருக்கு. அதுல எல்லாம் வேலிடா இருக்கு சார். FCR வேலிடா இருக்கு. 2024 வேலிடா இருக்கு. எல்லாம் கொடுப்பா சார். ஃபர்ஸ்ட் நீங்க ஒரு பேசுவீங்க, ஒரு ஃபர்ஸ்ட் மேக் ஹிம் டாக் டு தி டோனர். இத கூட அத கூட சும்மா கேட்க முடியாது. ஃபர்ஸ்ட் பேசுவீங்க அவரை. Okay, thank you. People just irritate so much. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, 33rd chapter, 10th verse. Kapila uvacha margenanena mataste suseveno ditena me astitena param kashta achirat avarotyasi. Kapila uvacha, Lord Kapila said, margena, by the path, anena, this, mataha, my dear mother, te, for you, suvena, very easy to execute, uditena, instructed, me, by me, astitena, being performed, param, supreme, kashtam, goal, achirat, very soon, avarotyasi, you will attain. Translation of purport. I'll read the translation. Purport probably you read. The personality of Godhead said, my dear mother, the path of self-realization which I have already instructed to you is very easy. You can execute this system without difficulty, and by following it, you shall very soon be liberated even within your present body. Hare Krishna, thank you. Please read the purport.
Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Devotional service is so perfect that simply by following the rules and regulations and executing them under the direction of spiritual master, one is liberated, as it is said in herein, from the clutches of Maya, even in this body. In the other yogic processes or in empiric philosophical speculation, one is never certain whether or not he is at the perfectional stage. But in the discharge of devotional service, if one has unflinching faith in the instructions of the bona fide spiritual master and follows the rules and regulations, he is sure to be liberated even within this present body. Srila Rupa Goswami in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu has also confirms this. Ihya yasya harer dasye, regardless of where he is situated, anyone whose only aim is to serve the Supreme Lord under the direction of the spiritual master is called Jivam Mukta, or one who is liberated even with this material body. Sometimes doubt arise in the minds of neophytes about whether or not the spiritual master is liberated, and sometimes neophytes are doubtful about the bodily affairs of the spiritual master. The point of liberation, however, is not to see the bodily symptoms of the spiritual master. One has to see the spiritual symptoms of the spiritual master. Jivan Mukta means that even though one is in the material body, there are still some material necessities since the body is material. Because one is fully situated in the service of the Lord, he should be understood to be liberated. Liberation entails being situated in one's own position. That is the definition of definition in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Muktir Swarupena Vyasastidhe. The Swarupa or actual identity of the living entity is described by Lord Chaitanya. Jivera Swarupahaya Krishnera Nityadasa. The real identity of the living entity is that he is certainly a servitor of the Supreme Lord. If someone is 100% engaged in the service of the Lord, he is to be understood as liberated. One must understand whether or not he is liberated by his activities in devotional service, not by other symptoms. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. You can take out the screen. Thank you. Do the prayers, invocation prayers. Om Ajnanatimrandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadhamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sabadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Pada Sagana Lalita Sri Vishakan Vitam Cha Sri Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Banto Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Taptakanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripasindhubhya evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Pradesh Naran Prabhu, Pranam. Welcome. Pranam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So, today is a very wonderful verse we have got, wherein Kapil Dev is telling his mother Devavati that I have instructed you the full Sankhya Yoga and you are 100% going back to Godhead with this, in the same life, with the same body. Not the same body, you will go back in this life. So, there is a confirmation given by the Supreme Lord to his own mother. So now we will just have a reflection. This chapter is the last chapter before we complete the third canto. So we will do a summarization. We will see third canto, what was spoken in the 31st chapter. Summarization, what was spoken between Kapil Dev and Mother Dev in 32nd chapter. And in the 33rd chapter, what we are going to read now, the whole chapter summary. And after we discuss today's verse, we'll try to see the end, the Falashruti of doing this. And we'll try to do some bit of Chaturmasya and Purushottam Maina. What are the importance and how we have to maintain it? We'll just do a reflection. Third canto, 31st chapter, the summary is like a story. After suffering in the hell, a sinful person is reborn as a human being in some mother's womb. In this painful condition, being bitten by the worms and scorched by the heat of the mother's digestion. If a living entity is fortunate, he prays to the Lord for deliverance. This is inside the womb, what the child does. The summary of third canto, 32nd chapter is mainly about fruitive activities. Those who lead pious lives perform sacrifices to please the demigods and the Piturlokas, and thus attains the heavenly planets because of pious activities. But they fall down to the earth when their pious results are exhausted. Shine Punye Marchalokam Vishanti. Saroj Mataji, Hare Krishna Didi. Swagat. Now, this study, third chapter, now what we are reading, we're doing a summary. Devahuti Mata glorifies the process of Sankirtana Yajna, which gives liberation in this life and eternal residence in the Lord's abode after death. So this is going to be the end. Now, what we will do is, we'll see a summarization of what happened between third canto, 20th chapter to third canto, 24th chapter. Kardama, Muni and Devahuti, after creating demigods, sages and the first Manu, Lord Brahma orders Kardama Muni to help expand the population. Kardama Muni asks the Lord for a wife, then marries Devahuti Mata and creates a celestial mansion for her. He fathers Kapila Muni, who is the God himself, and 9 daughters who marry great sages and help create living entities. The reflection from 28th to 24th chapter. Now, third canto, 25th chapter to 33rd. What is the total summary? Lord Kapila instructs Devahuti in Sankhya Yoga, which culminates in devotional service to himself. Kapila Deva describes to Devahuti the creations, the meditation of the yogis on Vishnu, the hellish results of adverse fruitive activities, the results of sacrifice, the pure devotional service. Devahuti concludes that best of sacrifice is chanting the holy name, Nama Sankirtanam Yajna, Sarva Papa Pranashanam, Pranamo Dukkha Shamanam, Tam Namami Harim Pradhi. This is the 12th canto, last chapter, last verse. Kapil Deva then leaves home. Even today, he is worshipped where he now resides in Ganga Sagara, while feeling separation from her son, Kapil Deva and me. Kapil Deva and meditating upon me, upon him, Devahuti practices Sankhya Yoga in Kardama Muni's residence and attains perfection. Now, we will just discuss today's verse and we'll see the third canto, 33rd chapter, 37th verse, and what is the philosophy of listening to this canto, this chapter. Very wonderful. Now, today's verse, before we take up, in the third canto, 33rd chapter, we are on the 10th verse. Yesterday, Banbiyani Mataji did wonderfully, I think 8 and 9. 8 and 9. So, Devahuti's prayers is from first verse to 8th verse of this chapter. Hearing the words of Lord Kapila, Devahuti became free from ignorance and offered her respects to him in the following prayers. How she prayed to Kapil Dev. She is wondering, how did you appear in my womb? He is the Supreme Lord, the source of unlimited universe, even Brahma, who takes birth from the lotus flower grown from your abdomen, simply meditating upon me, whose body is the source of unlimited universes. Your body is the source of all the universes, and still you put your body within the abdomen of a common woman like me. She is so humble. And the third verse is telling, by your diverse energies, creation, maintenance, and dissolution takes place. You are self-determined and the Lord of all. This is inconceivable to us. Fourth verse. Vatapatra Shai. This is the Bala Mukundam Manasa Smaram. How is that possible for the Supreme One, who has in his belly the whole cosmic manifestation, to take birth from my abdomen? It is possible, for at the end of the millennium, you appear as a Vatapatra Sai and lick the toe of your own lotus foot. Why the Lord is sucking the lotus foot? Prabhupada is giving a very good explanation. Everybody says, we want to attend your lotus feet. So Krishna is wondering, I want to see what is my lotus feet. So, Balam Mukundam Manasasmarami. Vatassa Patrasya Pute Sayanam. Balam Mukundam Manasasmarami. Padara Vindena Mukhara Vindam. Mukhara Vinde Viniveshayantam. Vatassa Patrasya Pute Sayanam. Balam Mukundam Manasasmarami. This is the Mukunda Stotra. Actually, Lord Krishna is putting his own lotus feet in the mouth and he's just lying down in that leaf, banyan tree leaf. And at that time only Markandeya will see that how the Maya is coming, everything. He will go inside the mouth of the Supreme Lord and again he will come out and again you will see he's in the same place. So these are all Krishna is blessing because he was such a great transcendental Muni, Markandeya Muni, that he started from Satyuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga. So many yugas have been doing penance. And in the fourth verse, Vatapatra Sai, how is that possible for the Supreme One, who has in his belly the whole cosmic manifestation, to take birth from my abdomen? It is possible for at the end of the millennium, you appear as Vatapatra Sai and lick the toe of your own lotus feet. The fifth verse, purpose of your appearance, to diminish sinful activities, to enrich and distribute knowledge and devotion and liberation. This is yada yada hidamesya glane bhavati bharata abhyuttana madharmasya tada atmanam shyamyam paritranaya sodhanam vinashaya tadaskritam dharma samtapanarthaya sambhavame. So, Krishna appears, incarnation appears only for removing the bad and restoring the good. Sixth verse, holy name qualifies even the low born. Such a wonderful verse, 6th and 7th verse. Yan Namadheya Savananu Kirtanad Yat Pravanad Yat Smaranad Api Kvachit Swado Api Sadhya Savanaya Kalpate Kutapunaste Bhagavan Nudarshana. Here, even a Chandala who commits the holy name, who chants the holy name, hears, remembers or offers obeisances to the Lord, immediately becomes qualified to perform Vedic sacrifices. What to speak of persons who see you? Devotee is telling about Kapil Dev. 7th verse. This is another big verse. Aho bata swapacho ato gariyan yad jikhwagre vartate namatubhyam te pustapaste juhuvu sansur arya brahmanuchu nama grananti yete. They are glorious even if born in Chandala families, whose tongues are chanting. They must have executed austerities like tapasya, fire sacrifice, juhu, taken the holy baths, sasnur, and achieved good manners of Aryans and studied the Vedas. The 8th verse, which Mataji did. I offer my obeisances to you, who are Vishnu, Brahman, the Supreme Person, the object of meditation of the purified mind, the destroyer of the influence of the three modes, and the repository of the Vedas. 9th verse. This is actually the section coming from 9 to 12. Kapila gave finally instruction to devotee and left. So in the 9th verse, Kapila is telling, satisfied by the words of his mother, towards whom he was very affectionate, replied with gravity. Today's 10th verse, awards liberation by following this easy path of bhakti that I have instructed to you, you shall very soon be liberated even within your present body. The 11th and 12th, whoever is going to do tomorrow, day after, that is tomorrow Mataji will do, Thursday, Shampali Mataji. The 11th verse is, gives fearlessness. Please have faith in these instructions practiced by those who know the truth. This will grant you fearlessness. Those who are not conversant with these instructions will attain death. 12th, Maitreya is telling, Lord Kapila took permission from his mother and left home. Now the next section we will not discuss now. 13 to 32 is Devhuti achieves perfection. And the last section, 33 to 37, activities of Lord Kapila. This will not take it now. So now today's verse. So here what we are understanding is the Kapil Deva is, Devhuti is very happy with his son and she's very happy. She's glorifying Kapil Dev, and Kapil Dev is also telling that you are 100% going to attain the perfection. Now we'll just throw some light on our current level. That for us to follow the path of Devhuti, we are supposed to see, we have to chant the holy name, the most important limb of bhakti. Actually, Srila Rupa Goswami had given 64 limbs. They are limbs for seva, limbs for Archa Vigraha date worship, and everything. There are different limbs. Out of that, Srila Rupa Goswami made 5 angas, which is most important. So that is called Panchanga Bhakti. Pancha Anga. That is Sadhu Sangha, Hari Kirtan, Bhagavat Shravan, Sadhu Sangha, Hari Kirtan, Bhaja, Bhagavat Shravan, Mathuravas, Mutira Shradhaya Sevaya. The Chaitanya Charitamrita has been repeated that Sadhu Sangha, that is chanting of the holy name, Srimad Bhagavata reading, Sevaya, Mathuravas, and Sri Murtira Shradhaya Sevaya. But again, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he told the Pancha Anga can be reduced to 1 Anga, Eka Anga. That is, Srila Prabhupada says, 99% of our advancement depends on not only the quantity of chanting, quantity and quality of chanting, but to get success in 99%, the balance, Nityam Bhagavata Sevya, Sadhu Sangha, and all these things are important, Mathuravas and Archa Vigraha Murti Sevya, because this 99% will depend upon how we are doing this 1%. So, Param Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. Now, Srila Prabhupada, in his purports, always, he is telling incessant chanting, Nirantara chanting, Satatam Kete Yantomam. Krishna says, Harir Namaiva Kevalam, Chaitanya Prabhu has told, Nityam Bhagavata Sevya. So, you can find this Nityam, Paramam, Kevala, all these things are telling the importance of increasing the chanting. And whenever Srila Prabhupada writes, you have to chant Hare Krishna Mahaprabhu, not just like that. You have to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Why he is telling like that? Because he is telling there may be sometimes some devotee is reading only one purport and then he never reads any of the thing. So in every purport you will find Srila Prabhupada has include the Nama Mahima, the whole thing he chants. That's why suppose somebody has read the only one purport and died. So by reading Srila Prabhupada's purport, he is able to read once. If somebody chants even once, he will get a chance to continue from the second person. So that's why Prabhupada said, I am writing every time full Mahamantra. What is the benefit of chanting Hare Krishna mantra? Why am I not getting taste in chanting? These are the questions put by devotees, all of us. See, Srila Prabhupada says, Kirtan somehow devotees life. Because we do Kirtan, Jai Radha Madhava for 15 minutes, half an hour, and then have the Bhagavatam class. Or we do Kirtan at the end, after the class is over, before the Prasadam, Hare Krishna, just we chant for half an hour. But chanting is a serious business. It's 2 hours focused business. Because here Krishna and Radharani are coming and they're sitting next to us. So how we can ignore? If Modi ji comes to your house, you cannot say, Modi ji, wait, I'm just doing some work. So one good example, Srila Prabhupada says, in the airport, a mother has got 2 sons. Mother and father going with 2 sons. First son is 11-year-old. Second son is 4-year-old. The first son says, Mama, I know, give me a passport. He will have his bag, passport. He will go and do the check-in. He knows everything and he will go and sit in the seat. So his father says, he's independent, let him do. But the second child, Mama, Mummy, Papa, Mummy, Mummy, Mummy. So, how the second child is doing security check? The mother carries, the father shows the passport, goes inside and sits in the lap of the mother. So, for the devotional life, Srila Prabhupada says, we must be the second child. Which is, Mummy, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare. We should be always crying, chanting and crying and chanting and crying with the clicker, with the bag. So then Radharani will take full care. But if you are the first son, Krishna will say, oh, you know, yat karoshi, yat asnasi, yat jyoti, dadasi, yat tapassasi kaunteya, tat kuru swamadarpanam. So whatever you do, offer it to me. That you will tell, instruction is there. In the second child, the mother carries, come, come, come. As an example, Srila Prabhupada tells, the mother is so karunamai. The child is 1.5 years old. The father will be thinking of the child. But suddenly the child is doing potty. Areo, bachche ko thamalo, they'll call. The mother will come. She will not see the smell or anything, but she will just clean nicely. Bete aa jao. So this is how, if we are totally always crying to Radharani, always chanting. Whenever you get time, you should chant. Standing in the bus stop, chant till the bus comes. Waiting for the deities to open, chant at the time. You got little time till the class is over, chant for the time. So whenever in the office also, whenever you get time, keep the mouth and the tongue should be keep on chanting. So to get the taste of the chanting, see, all the kirtan sounds are melodious, but chanting is a serious business. So why the taste of chanting is not coming? Because nishtha, before ruchi there is a nishtha. So we have to develop the taste. How the taste will develop? Attentive chanting with no distraction. There is one thing called attentive chanting. That is, the 11th offense is inattentive chanting. So we attentively chant. Srila Prabhupada said, don't worry about mine, just chant. Chant and listen. Attentive chanting. Second thing is called awareness chanting. Awareness means we should know why we are chanting. Srila Prabhupada says this is a child crying for the mother, for the milk. So we are trying to Srimati Radharani that I want the seva of Krishna and Radharaman. So this is a hungry baby crying. So we should always, when we chant, the crying mood should be that we are crying to Radharani. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The morning chanting, so nice chanting. Some Mataji's, Sita Vilash Mataji chant, so wonderful. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. In 3 hours, she may chant only 20 rounds, but still quality chanting. So I request all of you who are not in any group, please join our chanting group, 4 o'clock to 7 o'clock. You can chant 32 rounds if you're doing fast. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. You can chant fast, but not to miss any syllable. Many were chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. That second Hare is missing. Second Hare Krishna is missing. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama. Because by Adasya Majboor, by default, many years they have been chanting like this. So you should divide into 4 parts. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. If you divide into 4 parts, you will not make mistake. If you do it one set, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, you are just making some sounds, not listening what you're chanting. You can chant with Prabhupada, and it's very nice, 7 minutes he chants. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare. Guru Maharaj chants in 6 minutes. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram. He will also chant fast but correctly. So you can put some chanting, or with the Zoom you chant is the best. Chanakya Pandit says, you can get everything, but you will not get the time lost. People tell, no, hum time pass kar rahe. There is no time pass. I want to kill the time. Time is killing you. Srila Prabhupada says, the time is killing you. It's not that you can kill the time. Time is going fast. Every second, every birthday, they're telling, hi, happy birthday. Actually, happy birthday means we are 1 year closer to the death day. That's why when you are chanting happy birthday, Hare Krishna to you, which let to bring Krishna in the middle. May the dear Krishna bless you. May the dear Radha bless you. Then in the end we sing, may you have no more birth. These are all the prayers. We celebrate. Now you can celebrate, but keep Krishna in the center. So sometimes some meeting will be going on, and they will be talking for 4 hours. In 2023, 22, 23, this was the budget. In the current assessment year 2023, 24, we want to embark upon these figures. The bottom line should be the same thing they will tell for 2-3 hours. So you can just keep the clicker in the hand. Nod your head. But inside, the tongue will be ringing. Once in one temple, one South Indian devotee went, not devotee, South Indian person went to ISKCON temple in Delhi. So Prabhupada said, how did you like the temple, sir? So he said, temple is good, but there's no bell. In South India, we've got dung, dung, big bell is there. So Prabhupada said, in ISKCON temples everywhere, there are 500,000 bells. Oh, inside the mouth, always devotees are chanting. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. So the tongue and the mouth touching is a bell only. So we got 10,000 bells. Then he said, very good. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in the last chapter of Adillah, is telling, Utite, boshite, khaite, shuite, jata, thata, naam lo. Desh kal niyam nahi. Sarva siddhi hoy. So what he's telling, utite, utte, baithte, khate, sote, jagte, yatha roop, naam jap karte raho. Desh kal niyam nahi hai. Sarva siddhi. Sarva siddhi will have spiritual progress. So actually Prabhupada says, we got these 3 gates of hell. Lust, anger and greed. Kama, Krodha, Lobha. So what we should do, suppose we are getting angry, somebody we are getting irritated. So when the angry comes, we should allow the anger to starve. If you shout on somebody, that means you have accepted the anger to continue. It's still life. But when the thought comes, you should immediately chant, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. You do one round, that anger will go. Again it will come. Again you chant. Don't allow the anger to convert into shouting. Similarly, same lust, some feeling comes. Just chant, Krishna, please help me, save me. Because the doggish mentality will come because it's the mind. Similarly, when you get greed, lobe at the time also, make the lust, greed and anger to starve. Once you keep them starved, they won't come. If you allow them to convert into feeling and we talk, we do it, activity, then they are alive. They think we are there. We have to make our lust starve, our anger starve, and the greed starve. All these are possible only by constant chanting. Nirantara Krishna Naam Jar Bodhane. Shiv Vaishnav Thake Sada Sri Charane. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling. Nirantara Krishna Naam Jar Bodhane. Hare Krishna. Anupama Mataji. Whoever is chanting, whose mouth is filled with chanting, Shiv Vaishnava Thake Sada Sri Krishna Charane. Somebody asked Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what is the definition of a Vaishnava? So we think Tilaka, Kantimala, Dhoti Kurta, those are all required. But the real definition is Nirantara Krishna Naam Jar Badane, who is constantly chanting without wasting time. He is a Vaishnava. So Mahaprabhu says, not only Mathe, Tilak, Kantimala, important, attire of Vaishnava is also very important. But Nirantara Krishna Naam, Jar Badane, Shre Vaishnava Shrestha Bhajate, Hari Charane. The importance of chanting and hearing Harinam continuously. Srila Haridas Thakur could uplift a prostitute, Lakshahira. She came to disturb him because one of the Khan, one Muslim fellow told, this he's a Muslim, Haridas, and he's doing chanting, go and spoil him. So she came and said, one night he was telling Mataji, wait, let me finish my chanting and then I'll talk to you. Second night also, she went. Third night, Mataji came with nice sari and all. Hare Krishna, Srila Haridas Thakur. I came with a bad thought, but now I understood Nama Mahima. I want to get initiated. He initiated her and told whatever money you have made with all these bad activities, give it to the Krishna conscious activities. And she started chanting 190 rounds. Yudhishthir, he is being asked a question. What is the most astonishing thing in the world? So he told, Ahani Ahani Bhutani, Gachanti Yama Mandiram. That every day we are seeing my grandfather died, my father also died, my Mosi died, my friend, my classmate died in Corona last year, Vishwanath, K. Vishwanath, my next bench. But still I will feel, I'm 65 now. August 22nd, I'll become 65. 35 more years, 130. And one person, 90-year-old, बोलेगा मैं और 10 साल रहूंगा. भी नहीं, अभी टाइम है. और जिसको 100 साल हो गया, कलयुग में तो 120 तक है, 120 रहेगा. Nobody want to die. किसी को मरने का इंटरेस्ट नहीं है. वो go and ask a भिखारी, आपको मरना है, आप जाओ. नहीं, मैं ठीक हूँ. आज के चिपकली मरना है. नहीं, I'm happy. Because the Maya is so strong, nobody want to die. They want to live here. So Hare Krishna Mahamantra is not a material sound vibration. It is not easy to get opportunity to chant. After transmigrating 80 lakh species, 8 million species, we attain the human species. And this is connected, Srila Prabhupada says, it's only to come back to Godhead. And we got connected to Brahma Madhava Gaudiya Sampradaya. We are so lucky. Srila Prabhupada gives one example. When a snake is biting a child, the child is declared dead. But the sapera will call, and the snake will come, he'll take the poison out, and the child gets up. So the sound vibration, the snake is coming from somewhere and going. So when we chant, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. If you chant from the heart, Srimati Radharani is waiting. Oh, my child is chanting. Ban Bihari is chanting. Anupama chanting. She'll come running. So we should know this chanting is not a mundane vibration. It is from spiritual. One sloka you try to note down. 11th canto, 9th chapter, 29th verse. Labdhva susurlabham idam bahu sambhavante manushyamaltadam anityam apiha dhiraha turnam yatetana patet anumrityu yavan nishreshaya visaya kalu sarvata syat. After many births and deaths, one achieves a rare human form of life. कितने बार मर के जन्म लेके मनुष्य का योनि मिला हमें. Although temporary, affords the opportunity to obtain the highest perfection. ये मानव जीवन तो क्षणिक है, मर जाएंगे, फिर भी जब तक जिंदा है हमें जीवन साक्षात्कार करने के लिए एक अच्छा मौका है. एक नाव है, this is a boat. Thus a sober human being should quickly endeavor for ultimate perfection of life. Time waste नहीं करने का. परीक्षित महाराज को 7 दिन 7 रात में भगवत धाम चलेंगे. So let us also think that आज मेरा अंतिम दिवस है. चैंटिंग बराबर करो, भागवतम पढ़ो. मैं आपको भागवतम भेजा है, सेंड तो भागवतम भाई गौर कृष्ण गोस्वामी महाराज. वो सब लोग सुनता नहीं है, सुनिए, डेफिनेटली आपका लाइफ धन्य हो जाएगा. मैं अभी 2 बार सुना, अभी 3रा बार सुन रहा हूँ. एंड राधानाथ महाराज ऑल्सो टोल्ड दैट फैंटास्टिक महाराज. He told that in Bihar, Sonpur, in March he completed in 2017. November he got sannyas initiation, went back home, back to Godhead. So that's a sober human being should quickly endeavor for the ultimate perfection of life, as long as body, which is always subject to death, has not fallen down. जब तक मर के नहीं गिरता है, अपने को chanting करना है. After all, sense gratification is available even in the most abominable species. ये जो भोग वासना जो है, वो एक मच्छर भी करता है. The mosquito का life is only one day. सुबह जन्म लेता है, रात को मरता है. बीच में उसका बच्चा होता है, बच्चा बड़ा होता है, मर जाता है. तो ये काम वासना हमारे लिए नहीं है. मनुष्य के लिए सिर्फ भगवान का श्रवण कीर्तन, श्रवण कीर्तन स्मरण वंदन पाद सेवन दास्यरी पूजन सखी जन आत्मनिवेदन गोविंद दास अभिलाषरी. तो हमें साधु संग करना है. We should get the association of devotees. There is a big danger by getting attracted to impersonal Brahma Jyoti and all. So if you do only pious activity, पुण्य कर्म करेगा तो स्वर्ग लोक मिलेगा. स्वर्ग लोक मिलेगा तो 12,000 साल विल बी विद उर्वशी, मेनका, रंबा, तिलोत्तमा. उसके बाद वापस इधर ही आना पड़ेगा. तो स्वर्ग लोक में हमें भगवान का चैंटिंग नहीं कर पाते. इतना आनंद है. स्वर्ग इज व्हाट? यू आर हैविंग पुण्य, गोइंग टू ए बिग सुपरमार्केट, you are buying this, drinking that, this and gratification, and then when money is over top, we'll come back. If you are doing a lot of papa karma, we go to the patal loka, or you will get animal body. Freezing cold, animal dies. Very hot, animal dies. Heavy rain, animal dies. Every day, so many accidents, so many animals are being killed. So, in lower species also difficult, they cannot get liberated. Only in human being. So this life, don't miss it. Srila Prabhupada says. Another sloka is there. 3rd canto, 33rd chapter, 6th and 7th verse. Yen nama deya savanat kirtanat yed pramahat ya smaranat api kvachit swado api sadya savanaya kalpate Kutapunas te Bhagavan nu darshana. This we read some time back. Ao bata we learn. Another sloka which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu always quotes. So Yudhishthira Maharaj was telling about that people are all dying, everybody, but still we think we won't die. The next sloka is Ascharya is Sulavan Bhagavan Nama Jikhva Chavasavartini Tathapi Narakam Yantim Kim Ascharyam Ataparam. See, भगवान का नाम इतना इजी है, जिह्वा, जिह्वा है, मुख है, जब चैंटिंग करो 24 घंटा. क्या करना है? हरि नाम. हरि नाम इतना सिंपल है. हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे. ये श्लोक में बोल रहा है सुलभन भगवान नाम. भगवान का नाम फ्री मिल रहा है. जिह्वा चवासवर्तिनी, मुंह के अंदर डाला है जिह्वा. हमने बोलता है कि ओ मैं दिल्ली में रखा है मेरा जिह्वा, मैं कैसे चैंट करूं, मेरा तो नहीं है. मुंह के अंदर ही पड़ा है, फिर भी आलसीपन नहीं करने का. लेकिन विराट कोहली की मैं बात करें, विराट कोहली या धोनी ने छक्का मारा, ये मारा, वो सब बात करेगा. लेकिन जब चैंटिंग आएगा 16 माला हो गया. अरे 16 माला इज द मिनिमम, नॉट मैक्सिमम. एक बार लोकनाथ महाराज was asking Prabhupada, one devotee is chanting 20 rounds, is it anything wrong? प्रभुपाद बोला खाना ज्यादा खाएगा तो हजम नहीं होएगा, लेकिन चैंटिंग आप 100 माला कर भी हजम हो जाएगा. एंड चैंटिंग वो गुलाब जामुन जैसा है, टेस्टी है, लेकिन शुगर नहीं आएगा. चैंटिंग करते रहो 200 माला. देखो उधर यशोदा में तो 100 माला करके खत्म हो गए, सेंचुरी मार दिया अभी. जिह्वा चवासवर्तिनी तथापि नरकम यान्तिम. हरिदास ठाकुर ने बोला जो चैंटिंग एक बार भी किया नरक नहीं जाएगा. फिर भी नरक जा रहा है. जिह्वा है, चैंटिंग है, फिर नरक जा रहा है. बोलते ये आश्चर्य है कैसे. और हरिदास ठाकुर ने बोला कि एक कृष्ण नाम 1 करोड़ यज्ञ से बड़ा है. एक नाम. तो कोई बोलेगा कि ये जो हमारा जो राजस्वी यज्ञ कर रहा है दैट 1 करोड़ इज इक्वल टू कृष्ण बोलेगा, तो बोलता है वो पाषंडी, वो ऐसे जो बोल रहा है वो रास्कल है. यमराज दंडा, यमराज उसको मारेगा जो बोलता है कि एक नाम उससे सेम है बोलेगा तो मार खाएगा. तो हरिनाम का इतना महिमा है. हरिनाम इज द ओनली वे, is the best way to counteract all the sinful reactions of the past life. Harinam is the only way, the best way to clean our heart. Hriday Antashuddhikaran. Harinam is the only best way to get liberated from all our material problems. Harinam is the only solution, the best way to realize our eternal identity. Jiver Swarup hoy Nityer Krishna Das. Krishna Nitya Das. The way to have darshan of Krishna, chanting. With the chanting you can see darshan. By chanting, the best way to go back home, back to God is to go look Vrindavan, one-way ticket. And chanting is the best way to develop service attitude, seva bhav. Chanting is the best way to overcome all our faults. Chanting is the best way to never enter another mother's womb. Chanting is the best way to be fixed in the eternal service of Radha Shyam Sundar. And chanting is the best way to please Chaitanya Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Chanting is the best way to simply chant Hare Krishna mantra and go back home, back to God. So chanting से ऐसा होता है. तो once Radhanath Maharaj was selling त्रिनाद पिसुनी चेन तरोरी वसैष्ण अमानी न मान देना, कृष्ण से सबके गले में ऐसे टांग के जाने का है. तो मैं जब बनबेल में ओ याद आएगा त्रिनाद पिसुनी चेन. तो और somebody selling में 30 साल चैन कर रहा हूं, लेकिन मेरा ह्यूमिलिटी नहीं आ रहा है, मैं विनम्र भाव नहीं आ रहा है, सहनशीलता नहीं आ रहा है, not able to tolerate. So what Radhanath Maharaj said was Trinadapi Sunichena Taroriva Sashna Amanina Madhana Kitne Sadari. So you start from the reverse. Kirtane Sadari. Kirtan करते रहो, automatically विनम्रता आ जाएगा. Automatically वो देवताओं का भाव आ जाएगा. You will become humble. You will start serving better. Amanina Madhana. You will give man and never expect man. So the other way you have to start. Not that you will become humble and you chant more. You chant more and you will become humble. And when you become humble, you will chant more and more. That's why this third and fourth words are very connected. Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim, kavitamba, jagadish kamaye, Mama Janmani Janmani Ishware Bhavata Bhakti Rahitukite. Only if you follow the fourth verse, the third will come. You should be detached to Dhanam. Mera ghar, mera dhan, property. Uske piche mat bhago. Na Janam. I am from good family, Brahmin family. Chodo. Kalau Sambhava Shudra. Na Sundarim. Don't ask for beautiful lady. Kavita. मैं कवि हूं, मैं बात करता हूं, मैं अच्छा गाता हूं. ना जगदीश कामे. I don't want any glorification. Mama Janmani Janmani Share Bhavata Bhakti Rahit. Janma Janmantar, I want to be a servant. Mahaprabhu's all the Siksasakam, all verses are connected to chanting. And the last verse is the epitome. Aslislava Padaratam Pinastamam Adarshanam Mahatam Karatva Yata Tatava Vidatatu Lampado Matprananatastu Sevana Paramatpranat. That is, whether you do Alingan and break my bones, or whether you throw me out and break my bones, don't leave me, I'm yours. Acha hu ya bura hu, jaisa bhi hu tumhara Krishna, tukravo na mujhe ab, tukravo na mujhe ab. You have to just cry to Radharani and Krishna. The Mukunda Mala, Kulashekar Advice telling very, very good sloka. Ascharya metadhi manushya loke sudham parityajya vishampi banti namani narayana gocharani tyaktva ananya varta kuhuka patanti. आश्चर्य में तत्ती मनुष्य लोग मनुष्य से आश्चर्य हो रहा है. सुधा परित्यज्य, अमृत को छोड़ दिया, विषम पिबंती, विष को पी रहा है. नामानि नारायण गोचरानी, वो हरि का नाम में सब कुछ है. त्यक्त्वा तो अनन्य वार्ता कुहुका पतंती. बट हम लोग भगवान के बारे में डिस्कस नहीं करते. We are discussing टाइम पास के लिए कुछ फिल्म के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं. टाइम पास मत करो, पास टाइम. भगवान का लीला के बारे में पढ़ो. डोंट डू टाइम पास, डू पास टाइम. This is about the Naam Mahima, and we should know who are the sadhu. What is the meaning of sadhu? Sadhu means sadhu can be four things: sadhya, sadhana, sadhaka, and sadhu. Sadhya means what is the goal? We want the lotus feet of Krishna and Golapadavan. Sadhana is the process, abhideya. Sadhaka is the person, devotee who was trying to do the process of sadhana. And sadhu is a person who has done sadhana and attained the lotus feet and is a liberated person. Like Radhanath Maharaj, Gopal Krishna Maharaj, Jayapatak Maharaj, they're all attained. They're just waiting to help us. So we should know who is a sadhu. And what is a sadhu? The sadhu is a person who is practicing what he is preaching. Sadhu is a person, maybe he will go think of Rama and he will think of Saket Dham. He may be a Krishna devotee thinking of Vrindavan. So we have to choose a sadhu who is in the Vraja Bhav. Because for us, Vrindavan Dham is the best Dham. Radha Kund is there. So the sadhu, there are some qualities of sadhus. First quality is Swajatiya. We should go for who is worshipping Radha Krishna in Gaudiya Math. Then only we will be able to get. It's in the same line. If we have to go to Goloka, we should not go to Vaikuntha. So we should choose the people who are in our Math, Gaudiya Math. Second one is Ashraya. That is, the sadhu should be ready to support us. Ashraya, he should be able to help us to attain the goal because he has attained the goal. Third point, the sadhu should be, sadhu sangha should be transparent and no hiding. Means they should be speaking and the life they are leading. No double game, no duplicity. So it is offensive that preaching something which you are not practicing. Prabhupada was preaching what he practiced. That's why purity is force. Fourth point is Swato Varet. That sadhu should be more advanced than us. The listeners, more than the listeners, so that the preaching will be effective and will have an impact on the listener. So, question Prabhupada gives rabdi. Suppose you are not eating rabdi at all. So one person says rabdi bottle में रसगुल्ला rabdi दिखा रहा है, rabdi अच्छा है, बहुत tasty है, बहुत अरे कैसे पता नहीं ना मुझे. So you have to make them chant. Chanting में rabdi है, हाँ समझ में आता है. और rabdi से भी tasty है chanting. तो जो इसका experience है उससे सुनने का. इसलिए साधु is a person. परीक्षित महाराज says after 5 days in श्रीमद् भागवतम, परीक्षित महाराज को पूछ रहे सुखदेव गोस्वामी, अभी ठीक है कि अभी 5 दिन हो गया, थकावट है, you are feeling you want to take some rest, break, or you want to drink. He is telling, I am the most fortunate. Suppose we are dying after 2 days. आज मंगलवार है. Suppose मुझे थर्सडे को मरना है. अभी कोई पूछ रहा आपको थर्सडे मर रहा है, ठीक ठाक है? मुझे बहुत डर लग रहा है, पता नहीं क्या होने वाला. परीक्षित महाराज बोल रहे हैं मैं खुशी हूं. बोला कि मैं भगवान को माँ के कोख में देखा. Inside the womb of Uttara he saw Krishna. He came out and met Krishna. His grandfather everywhere Krishna devotees. He got a curse. So the importance is he met a sadhu, Sukadeva Goswami, and sadhu preached. You have to listen to the preaching. And sadhu is there most fortunate because at the time of death, he got 7 days to listen from sadhu. So that's why he's telling, I am always taking Pibata Bhagavatam Rasamala. I am totally full, I no sleep. I am happy with Bhagavatam. The 12th cantos are, first canto is talking about lotus feet of Krishna, then the legs, and then the stomach, then the heart. 10th canto is face of Krishna. 11th is head. So the face should come later. First from the leg you have to see. And face is the complete. So I think I'm concluding now, already 9 o'clock over. Any questions? I want to talk about Chaturmasyan, but there's no time now. In the Kalwa Chatu, अब कुछ point add करना है बनबिहारी माता जी, आपको कुछ any additions you can give, some suggestions?
No, Prabhu. Perfect, Prabhu. Perfect. All perfect.
Hare Krishna माता जी.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
बहुत धन्यवाद. आप आएगा तो लगता है कि वैष्णवी आ गई, इतनी अच्छी वैष्णवी आई. बहुत धन्यवाद. सरोज माता जी. स्ट्रगलिंग ऐसे सब वैष्णव ऐसे बोलना चाहिए. भागवत is written, you should never talk about yourself because then the taste goes off. माता सरोज माता, आपका कुछ बोलना है, कुछ आशीर्वाद हमारे लिए? वीएस नारायण प्रभु, सीमा गुप्ता माता जी, आप प्योर इन इंडिया, रामेश्वर कनाई प्रभु, विद्या माता जी, विद्या राठौर माता जी. Yes, Prabhu, वीएस नारायण प्रभु, anything?
Nothing, Prabhu. Nothing to add. Wonderful, as usual. You have covered,
you,
particularly
Krishna.
chanting, so much stress given.
That is only required now. I am telling for myself. Achar Prachar.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare
Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam, Ramesh Prabhu.
Prabhuji.
Any plus point, anything you can give expert comments on?
No, Prabhu. It was an amazing class with a lot of enthusiasm. Energy level is really very high, Prabhu.
It's for my purification. My purification.
No, never Krishna. No. Krishna has sent you for all of us only. Prabhuji, in this verse, the Lord is telling his pure devotees that they can go with the very same body. What does it mean, Prabhu? Actually, this material body is material and spiritual world is everything is spiritual. So how should we take it to this, Prabhu?
No. This actually, the same body means in case of this Tukaram and all, no, the Garuda came and took him directly. Like that, it can happen. Or you will be given the spiritual body. I mean, you get purified and the mind, intelligence, false ego will get absolved, and the Jivatma will expand into 400 or 200 from wherever you're going. Because for what he has told about his mother, maybe devotee so realized that she has become purified. The body itself is purified. I don't know what. Kardama Muni was purified because he saw Krishna directly. So for us, I think the same body is difficult to go. But if Krishna wants, he can make it. Actually, the last verse I wanted to read. The last verse is telling, Ya idam anushrunoti yo abiddate kapila muner matam atma yoga gukhyam bhagavati kritadhi suparna ketava upalabhate bhagavat padaravindam. Those who are hearing this chapter, the description of the dealings of Kapilideva and his mother is very confidential, and anyone who hears or reads this narration becomes a devotee of the Supreme Master Godhead, who is carried by Garuda, and he thereafter enters into the abode of the Supreme Lord to engage the transcendental loving service of the Lord. The narration of Kapilideva and his mother devotee is so perfect and transcendental that even if one only hears or reads this description, he achieves the highest perfectional goal of life, for he engages in the loving service of the lotus feet of the Supreme of Godhead, pure get. There is no doubt that devotee who had the Supreme Lord as a son and who followed the instructions of Kapil Deva so nicely attained the highest perfection of human life. Thus, in the Bhakti 3rd canto, 33rd chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Activities of Kapila. So, this chapter is very glorious for all of us. Thank you, Prabhu. You started this Bhagavata in Srivas Sangan. We'll continue. 4th canto will start. Prabhu, that Prabhu and Bhakti Dev Damodar agreed to give class on Monday, next Monday.
Yeah,
So I told Ajit Prabhu, to do on Friday. So he is going to Vrindavan this week. Next week we'll do on Friday. So yes, the verse we should know only after Mataji does, whether 1 or 2 verse. Generally we will know. Thursday Mataji's, and you will take on Friday, Prabhu.
Yeah.
So that then Sunday we have to find one speaker. Or you can do on Sunday with just next Monday, Prabhu is the Maharaj. Thank you so much.
Okay, Prabhu.
Thank you, Vidya Mataji. Thank you. Ayan Shah Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you. Thank you, Prabhu. Bhalo laglo apni session. Khub bhalo.
Hare Krishna, pranams Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Vidya Mataji, after so many months you have come. So many months.
Sorry, Prabhuji.
You are in Sharjah only?
Ji, Prabhuji.
Assalamu alaikum. Rahmatullahi barakatuh. Ifalak tamam mazboot. Allah Karim, Allah Malik. Alhamdulillah. Maafi mushkil. So,
thank you, Prabhuji, for that meaning of the sadhu, Prabhuji, because always I am telling myself, always have that Guru Shastra and sadhu. That proper meaning of the sadhu today you told means while preaching. Sadhu.
Actually, people think sadhu means devotee, but sadhu definition means who is following, who is always chanting. The definition of Mahaprabhu says, Khaite, shuite, buste, every time you should just, the mouth should keep on doing, then you are secured. You will go back home. So even if you don't like, you just chant while eating, when you're chapati. So outside building we are eating, but we are chanting. While drinking, 10th chapter, Krishna is telling, I am the Rasoham Apsakonteya. Hare Krishna, I'm the taste of Krishna. Hare Krishna. So like that, see the sun. Oh, he's the sun. Sun is the eye of Krishna. Oh, moon, eye of Krishna. You see, Rameswar Prabhu, Paramatma is there inside. Jivatma, Mame Mamsa. So like that, we can see Krishna. Sab Krishna, Krishna, Krishna lagi. Sab Krishna, Krishna, Krishna lagi. If you do that, bad activities won't come. I'll see that you are also a child of Krishna. He is also a child of Krishna. So, how we can think of We are just servant. We are only serve. All the bhoga is for Krishna, because he's telling in the 5th canto, 20th chapter. What is that sloka? Prabhu, what is the sloka? He's telling no that.
Which one,
everything-
Prabhu?
Bhoktara, Mekadapasam, Sarvalokamaisharam, Sukritam Sarvabhutanam, Gyatavam Santimichati. So he is Rishikesha. Rishik means senses. Isha means Ishvara. So our senses belongs to him. Our body belongs to him. It's such a boat. We have to just follow the sadhu, shastra and guru and just keep going. And the Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, if you read, it is the wind will be controlled and it will take in the right direction. And we'll reach our other shore. One Maharaj was there in Vrindavan. He got cancer. So one person who is not a devotee, but he said, आप लोग chanting करके cancer ठीक हो गया आपको. He's selling. Mahamantra is so powerful. It's like Brahmastra. It can take you from the Bhuloka to the Goloka, from Bhavarok to Goloka. And cancer is like mosquito. So I cannot use the Brahmastra for killing mosquito. So material के chanting को नहीं लगाना चाहिए. Because we are telling कष्ट मिटा और सुख संपत्ति आवे, ओम जय जगदीश हरे, स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे, दुष्ट भ्रष्ट जनों के संकट क्षण में दूर. All these songs are made just ये दूर करो, वो दूर करो, ऐसे वे order supplier. Actually, Prabhupada is telling, will you tell Krishna, 1 year I didn't get any cold and cough and fever, please give me. Will you ask? Will you ask that to Bhagwan? मेरे को कभी बैक पेन नहीं है, हेडेक नहीं है, because those things will not ask. गाड़ी नहीं है, ये नहीं है, वो नहीं है. भगवान एकदम बोलो, I should get good mark, good number, good job, good wife, and father could get promotion. All this, the way the bad thing comes, good also will come as per our karma. There's no need to ask. We have to only ask that, please, I should not forget you. Ask this, Father. I should ask only that I should remember you. I should be able to think of you. I should be able to chant. Let me get the taste of chanting. For chanting, the tongue become thick. But talking about, Moji ji ne aise kiya, अरे वो होली ने सेंचुरी मारा बढ़िया. For that, tongue will become very slim. But for chanting, 16 माला हो गया, सुबह हो गया. 16 माला is minimum. But Lokanath Maharaj was asking Prabhupada, Prabhupada ji, वो 20 माला क्या कुछ गड़बड़ हो जाएगा क्या? Prabhupada said, if you eat more, indigestion से loose motion रहेगा. But if you chant more, you can do 100 also. There is no indigestion, there is no diabetes, nothing. It's so sweet, but no diabetes. So he said, tell them chant more. Generally they understood. Otherwise, Lokanath Maharaj thought that 16 से ज्यादा करेगा तो उल्टी आएगा. If you read more Bhagavatam, Pibata Bhagavatam Rasamalayam, it should become up to here. So, if you read more, look, come out, vomiting. That vomiting is preaching. So, Bhagavatam should be so much भर के पढ़ने का है. मैं आपको भागवतम भेजेगा 12 कैंटो. सब सुनिए गौर कृष्ण महाराज का, दिल खुश हो जाएगा. एकदम बढ़िया. राधा गोविंद महाराज का डिसाइपल. Thank you. Sorry for wasting time. Thank you. Vancha Kalpatarubyascha Kripa Sindhu Evacha Paditana Pavane Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo Ananta Kodi Vaishnav ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai, Siva Sangh Bhaktavind ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Vidya Mataji, you are connected.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhu. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna भैया, रामेश्वर भैया की
Krishna.
जय. हरे कृष्ण.
रामेश्वर को बीमार है अभी, उनका कुछ चलने का प्रॉब्लम है. बहुत काम करके वो बहुत थक गया अभी हॉस्पिटल में जाकर घर में लेटे हैं. बैक एक कमर में.
Mataji, you are connected with the Gauranga Mataji?
Shamdesh
Mataji.
Prabhuji. Shamdesh.
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 I seen you.
Radha Babu.
Hare Krishna.
Mataji comes with Rasamrita Prabhu, connected to Abu Dhabi team.
Oh, okay. Saroj Mataji, Pranam Mataji.
माता जी आशीर्वाद दीजिए, उनको थोड़ा प्रॉब्लम है.
नहीं प्रॉब्लम नहीं. तो ये सब ऐसा ही है, भगवान के. अभी आप बोला ये कुछ सोचने का भी नहीं.
सोचेंगे आएगा जाएगा, आएगा जाएगा। लेकिन
अगर आपको
चैंटिंग
पूछना और मसाज करके ठीक कर देगा मेरे भाई को।
Yeah,
मैं गोपाल
yes.
को बोलूंगा,
माता जी का कितना
गोपाल
दिल
को
है।
मक्खन लगाता तो मेरे भाई को भी ठीक करेगा। इतना विश्वास है हमें अपने कृष्णा पे। उसका दर्द है वो लेगा ना, अपना क्या है, अपना तो
जय
कुछ है ही नहीं। हरि बोल। सॉरी
जय।
मैं कुछ फिर पागल हूँ ना। हरि बोल।
अच्छे बोला आपने,
अच्छे बोल
थैंक यू। So
हरे
we'll
राम।
close up now. Thank you very much. Gauranga,
Nityananda.
Nityananda,
Gauranga.
Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga, Nityananda. जय जय श्री राधे श्याम। सबको मिले वृंदावन धाम, गोवर्धन गिरिलाल